Hi there, this is Bridget from the Planner Speechy. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the first full week in October 2025 using this adorable kit designed by Kitness Jess. This was purchased from Bella Planella. It's a printable kit shop, so I print and cut this myself. So any like jagged edges or like discolorations, like that's on me. I'll just show you really briefly. I've actually already used this art for my monthly setup, a bullet journal setup, and I think there was one other. I can't remember what else I was going to use it for, but I'm obsessed with it. It came out. I was like, well, I have a black cat. I have to have this. And it features not just a Black Cat Cafe, but also a library. So had to have it. But I just love all of the different design elements of this. I like the, and I lost one of my fake nails, fell off, and I haven't put it back on. So there we are. But I just love all the different patterns. I think everything is so fun. And I love the colors. This girl is so cute. So I also really like this pattern. So those cats. And then we've got some really nice size deco here. Some little things. And there you have it. I didn't buy an official bundle for this kit, but I am going to do some fun foil things. So the foil I'm using for this kit is Confetti Purple from Plannahannah. So I'm going to do some solid underlays with these black cat overlays. I originally got these to go with the candy corn, like vintage Halloween set, but I realized that this would be better if I could use it with this set. So I'm just going to put these on top of the solids, and I think they're going to look so cute. I also got the Plannahannah foil with the spiders. It's kind of hard to see with this font actually because it's so over foiled, but like if I peel some of it away, you can see like where the spiders are. Anyway, I just think they're so fun and cute, and I think this is going to be great. I also got this witch lovely washi right here. I believe she is doing a sale for underlays, but who knows when this video will go up. So I also have some stuff from my stash. This is from last year in Lavender Hollow. You are beautiful. And a bunch of little icons there. I got this recently from an order with all the little silver ghosties and some silver ghosties and bows hanging out. I have my Curly Plan scripts, and I also have this ghostly sampler from Once More with Love that I thought would be fun to use with this. Anyway, I am going to speed things up and come back in a voiceover. Hi there. Okay, let's get into the day by day. So the first thing I'm going to mark is that I did preschool duty, and I'm just going to use this solid purple. I'm not color blocking, so I don't have to worry about that, but I do have door duty. Then the next thing I'm going to mark is that I did speech therapy. So for that, I will use a patterned and I have this really cute Beautiful Nest Plans Co. Sticker along with a speech therapy script from Carly Plans. The next thing I will mark is that I did a speech eval. And so I use this to mark that. And I have this really cute, this is from Sweet Avis paper. And this script is from Planahanna. Okay. Oh, I'm obsessed with this background. Okay. So then I did do my session notes, or some of them. Anyway, I'm really behind on session notes. Kind of a problem. But, you know, I do what I can. And I have this cute little pencil from Carly Plans. And the session and script is from Planahanna. It's a custom. Then I did have therapy at home. And so I do therapy virtually. So I use this little ghosty from Carly Plans to mark that. And then the last thing that I marked is that I watched Downton Abbey with my husband. Okay. All right, moving on. Then on Tuesday, I 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I have 7 things. So I'm going to use a little thing for this next one. The first thing that I marked is that I showered. Actually, I'm going to do this. And I have these cute little ghosties from Once More with Love to mark those, along with a script from Carly Plans. And I did get my Happy Mail. Oh, no, I didn't. This is so. If you've never heard of booing somebody, you can do this in any neighborhood or your apartment building or wherever you live. But they have this really cute thing called Booing Your Neighbors, where you go around and you make these like little treat bags, and then you put a little sign in it that says, "You've been booed, please boo 2 other people in your neighborhood," and you hang the sign on the door. And so this is something that was happening at school and at work, so I ended up having to boo several people. So this is a Lavender Hollow. It's a spooky season. That was from a freebie sheet that I got from Planahanna. The next thing that I'll mark is that I worked, and I did do work speech therapy, but I decided to use, again, this little ghosty from Carly Plans, and then this was from the foil bundle, or the foil, not the foil bundle, but the foil thingamabob. And then I'll use this little thing to mark that I had an IEP meeting. It was an initial. So I had these customs made from Plain Hannah. This is font choice 10. It's kind of hard to see with that backdrop there. Okay. So I was having a rough sort of week, and so I decided to order McDonald's. And yeah. So I have this McDonald's script from Carly Plans, and then this is from the Sticker Party. This little purple chicken nugget I thought matched the kit really well. And then I found out I was just feeling very overwhelmed and frustrated, as one does sometimes. Can't really explain it other than it happened. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that. I had this was from a freebie from a Carly Plans like Halloween mailing that she did last year, and then this is from a foil bundle from Plain Hannah. So I was just having an emotional day. It was just tough. So then I came home and we watched Downton, and I did some work on the couch. So I will use this sticker. And I have this fun little witch girl from, oh my gosh, what shop is that? Oh, that's gonna bug me now. Hold on, I have to find it and look her up because I don't use this shop very often, but I do have these stickers. They're super cute. I think they're from, oh, it's Rabbit Hole Crafts. That's what it was. Okay. Next up, on Wednesday, I marked that I watched TV in the morning. So I was watching Dead Man's Chest, which is one of the Pirates movies. Pirates of the Caribbean. So if you watched my plan with me from the previous week, you'll know that I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean movies this week. And then I marked that I had an eligibility meeting. So I'm going to use one of these. I have these cute little like smaller stickers for that. I'm just going to put that here so you can see more of the cat. And I have an eligibility meeting. I did have a bill due. So, actually, I want to use. The problem with having black labels is that everything is, like most of my foil is black. So I don't really have, I need something where it's going to show up. So that's a little screen doodad from Carly Plans. And then that bill due is from a Plain Hannah foil bundle. And then I guess the next thing that I marked is that I did speech therapy. And I can use one of these patterned thing for that. And I have this really cute little pumpkin from Carly Plans. And the speech therapy sticker. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to mark here. So this is going to have to be small. All right, so I did go to the store and I got groceries because it was Wednesday. So I had this little ghosty from Carly Plans, and then I had a groceries script in the spooky font. I also had to get gas this day, which will become a disaster for reasons I will explain in a moment. So I had to put air in my tires, and I decided to get gas while I was there. And I put my credit card in the slot for the gas, just one, or debit card rather. This becomes important later, so just remember that. And then the next thing that I marked was that I was super anxious. I just had a really bad vibe happening, and it's going to cover a little bit of that, but my anxiety was really, really high this day. I was feeling overwhelmed. The allotment email went out to my principals, and I was told, like, don't say anything to anybody. Somebody will contact them, and so they did. And so then the principal emailed the whole school and was like, Bridget's not coming back. And I was like, and then I had to email all of the teachers immediately and was like, please don't tell your families yet because I want to tell them. And the kids are going to be upset and all of that. So we did have sushi Wednesday and we did watch Downton Abbey. So that is the first half of the week. I think she's looking spiffy. Okay, moving on to the second half. So that's good. All right, so if we weren't sure about how well that went, I can just tell you that I slept like shit that night. It was pretty bad. Because when I'm anxious, I tend to not sleep well the night before. So remember, it's October 9th. I did have duty this day, so I'm going to use like just this blank, it's almost a header size thing to mark duty. And I did have to stand by the door for preschool. And then I really love this print. It has little kitties on it. It's so cute. Okay. And actually, I'm going to move this down a little bit because, no, I'm not. It's stuck there for good. All right. So I have this fun little witch's hat. And then my speech therapy script. All right. So the next thing that I marked is that I did session notes. And I will use a little thing to mark that. And I have this cute little pencil from Carly Plans along with my session notes script. And I found out that my new start date was going to be 10/13, which, if you're looking at the dates of this, is Monday. This was Thursday afternoon. So I started freaking out because I was like, okay, that means I have to go to my other school, pack up everything that I need to pack up on Friday, and then be ready to start Monday. So any session notes, any outstanding paperwork, all of that had to be completed on Friday afternoon. And I wasn't even slotted to be at that school on Friday. So my principal, I explained what was happening to my principal, and she graciously let me go to my other school, even though I was slated to be at her school, just to take care of things. And she was so nice. And I was like, I feel so much better about the fact that I picked being able to stay there. So we were supposed to have drinks at Birkdale with the other SLPs, and I think my colleague organized that partially for me because she knew that this was going to be a time, and it was fine, but it was just like a lot. I mean, if you know, you know. Okay. And so the next thing I'll mark is that I came home and I hung out with my husband. And then we ended up watching Downton Abbey. But this was a very long day. Very exhausting, very stressful, not fun. Okay. So now we're on to Friday. Friday, I have a lot to mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 things to mark. So I'm going to have to use little things for everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually not going to mark that I had my duty because even though I did do it, it's just a lot to mark. So use this right up at the top to mark that I let myself get coffee. Like, I had a lot of coffee this day, like a ton. So that sticker is from Stick with the Plain Co. And then I did do speech. No, I'm gonna use. I will use this to mark that I did speech. And I have this cute little candy corn. I haven't had any candy corn this whole season. I just haven't bought it. It hasn't shown up in any of my snack things. So like, whatever. Oh, so we had this fundraising event at school called Buster Move. And it was cute. Let me see. We basically just kind of, the kids like had a color run and we sort of had to chase after them. So I'm calling this a workout. Got my little scripty thing there, my little ghosty. And then I marked that I had to, oh, hold on. I should have marked something right up at the top, but I'm going to mark it now. So the 10th was my friend's daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Ada. So I'm going to mark that. I will use a patterned, it doesn't look patterned, but it is. It's a patterned little thing. And she is such a cutie. So I have this little ghost cookie because she's a little cookie. And then it says, Happy birthday, Ada, in hollow foil. Super cute. All right. So the next thing that I will mark is that I had to pack up my speech room. And this was not fun for me at all. This was really heartbreaking. I was really sad because I spent $75 of my own dollars painting that room. And then somebody told me, they were like, apparently painting your room is like the kiss of death in schools. And I don't know why that is, but it's odd. All right, so then the next thing that I marked is that I was in my feelings because I had to say goodbye to all my students and the teachers, but I made it a priority to say goodbye to my students first. So I had an hour to basically do that, and that was really sad. 3 kids cried. That made me so, so sad. Because I love my students. I'm sad thinking about it now, and it happened like almost a month ago. So then I actually stayed up super late. That's going to bleed into the next one, but I don't care. I was at school till 6:30 doing paperwork, finishing everything. It was a mess. And then I came home and I had a late dinner with Frank and just cried. And then we tried to relax. Oh, actually, I'm going to use the dark one because I have this fun foil that will show up in the dark. Uh-oh. My sticker just jumped. I don't know where it jumped to. Never happened to you? It just like jumped off the page. Oh, wow. It was upside down. That was kind of funny. It was upside down. All right. So then I just marked that we relaxed. Okay. Moving on to Saturday. Sorry, I just hit my camera. Okay. So Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. More little things. All right. So Saturday, I was super tired. And I had this fun little ghosty to mark that. I was tired AF. And so I was scrolling around on my phone, and then all of a sudden I looked and realized that somebody had tried to purchase a very expensive computer on my debit card. And I realized, and then I got all the spam email, and I realized I've been hacked. So I immediately called my bank. I canceled my debit card, made sure that the purchases were, legit. I spent all morning trying to fix everything. I was panicking a little bit. And then I did do some reading to try and calm down, but I was pissed. My husband was like, we should go to the Best Buy and try to catch this person because they had purchased a merchandise that was in a locker, like waiting to be picked up. So I actually called Best Buy and I said, hey, like, just so you know, there's somebody who's going to try and steal from you. If you don't want your merchandise to be stolen, like, do what you want with it. And it was this guy who clearly, on the phone, who clearly did not understand what I was talking about and did not work at the store. And I couldn't get direct access to the actual store because why would we hire humans anymore? We can just hire robots with automated voice things. Anyway, long story short, they did not catch this person, but I did not lose any money. So it just sucks because if I had not been on my phone at that moment, I might not have been cognizant of what was going on. And so I was very lucky, and my parents are older, and if this kind of thing had happened to them, it would have taken them a very, very, very long time. So this was the night of my friend's Halloween party, and we weren't sure if we were going to go. And then all of a sudden, when I took a shower, I looked down and I had bruises all over my legs. Like, these were not little bruises. These were very big, very angry purple bruises in places where you would not expect to see bruising. And I was really freaking out because I did not know what was going on. And so, yeah, it was bad. So I actually texted my friend. I actually have a lot of doctor friends in our neighborhood, and I have doctor friends from high school and all this stuff. So I actually have to make sure I can spell. And they told me, if you don't feel them, if they're not hurting you, because they weren't. That was the other part that was weird. Like, I didn't know they were there in the first place. And so they were like, just go to urgent care in the morning and you'll be fine. That's really crooked. But so my husband and I did get takeout, and we did not go to the party, and we just decided to stay home and relax. We ordered from Pinky's and we watched Knives Out, which I had never seen, but I'd heard good things about. And so I was like, okay, that'll be fun. So we did that, and I relaxed a little bit, but it was freaky. Okay. Date night. So on Sunday morning, I tried to sleep in a little bit. Didn't really work, but I tried. And here, trying to use up as many of these little sticker things as I can. Here they are. Okay, because I think these are actually really cute size. So I'll just go ahead and mark that. So that little ghosty is from Carly Plans, and then the Sleep In is from the foil bundle. Then I had a little coffee and breakfast with my husband. So I marked our little ghosty with that. So then I went to the doctor right after that, and she was very, very nice. I went to urgent care. The urgent care in my neighborhood is lovely. They took very good care of me. I didn't have to wait very long, which is nice. And then I got this lovely nurse who was very apologetic for some reason. And I was like, it's fine. And she basically took my blood work and said, I think everything is okay. It could be a reaction to one of the medications you're taking. Why don't you go ahead and fix that? So I did. But I had to wait for the results. And she was like, in the meantime, ice the bruises, and be careful. So I was already out, so I decided I was going to go to the library and return some of my books. So I returned all of my physical books. And that was great. And then I did do a little shopping at Target. I did a Target run. And I used this little ghosty from Carly Plans and shopping. That's from Once More with Love. And then I came home and I was just trying to relax. So I did do some planning. And little ghosty from Once More with Love. That little ghosty sampler is such a cute shape. And I think she's doing 10% off of stuff right now for the Halloween, so go for it. Then I did some laundry. And then the very last thing that I marked is that I tried to relax. So we did some paperwork and then just kind of watched Downton again. And this little ghosty is from Carly Plans, and then this is from the script. And that is the rest of the day. So I think that came out really cute. So let's go ahead and review what's left with everything. And I'm going to do a full overview of everything so you can see. This is so pretty. I'm obsessed with the purple and black. I think this came out really, really well. If I use this kit again next year, and I might because it's really cute, I might do the purple leopard foil, which is both purple and black, and I think it would lend itself really nicely to this. But yeah, here are my leftover stickers. So this kit is from Bella Planella. I paid $2 for it. And I have all this leftover deco. Yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next plan with me. Bye.